Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, Yamu6 of Dawn Core's Toruf's Route. On the last Let's Play, we went to the locker room, then to the common space where all of us hung out for a bit, listened to Miko here play on the piano, then I did too. And there was also a little bit of a thing between Miko and Toruf. Basically, like Torf being like, hey, you should share your music and become famous. And Miko being like, no, I really don't want to do that. And let's see. Oh, yeah, stargazing. But now we've come to the event where we have to choose who to be with. Also, there was a bit of clarification for me. I thought you could just pick anyone. But, this game is more realistic than I thought of giving it credit for because I was like, they said there's like a point system. It's like, oh, if I click Rune, what happens? Like, you're a nice guy, but I don't know why enough to do that. So, we be with Toof. And before I forget, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on itch.io. And if you want to get the most up-to-date version earlier or support them, then they also have a Patreon. Hyena. Toruf. Who I haven't seen out here, I guess. Anyways. I thought I would see Torf here, but apparently he's in the minority that didn't sign up for stargazing class. I have no idea which room he's in, and while I could always ask Lake, I'm not sure if I want to. He might feel bad if I told him I chose to ask Torf over him. If I want to catch him, I have to find him myself after stargazing, and I have a feeling I might know where he'd be then. In the common area? Or, I guess eating, because there's like supper time too? I hope he agrees. Though, otherwise, I'm toast. But I can worry about that later. For now, I should focus on the assignment. Okay, this can't be too hard. I turn on the sky map again, and look over the interface, searching for any cues. Finally, I find a button that opens the menu with all the major objects in the solar system, obviously including Saturn. And the moon, don't forget that thing. Maybe it is easy after all. I just have to actually try. Right. After a bit of struggling with the interface, I finally locate Saturn in the night sky, and manage to point my telescope roughly at it. I battled with the equipment for a little bit more than I noticed. A little bit before I noticed the small finder scope attachment at the top of the tube. That helped a lot. Now, all that's left is some fine adjustments with precise knobs of the tripod and the telescope it is standing on, and everything should be ready. I lean in and look in the telescope. In the middle of the image, there's a rust-colored orb with a ring around it. I was expecting it to look like a flat image, but it's very real and three-dimensional. The planet casts a shadow on one side of things, and there's a thin shadow of the ring on the planet itself too. It's not too big, but I see it very clearly. Seeing a planet through a telescope is pretty cool. Too bad I didn't do it in the McDonald's Observatory in West Texas. Probably should have actually signed up for that stuff. Or paid for it, God, I was there for a while. I'm not much of an outer kind of guy, unfortunately. But, yeah, I did see, celestial bodies on one, geology field trip. I saw the moon being really high definition, and then I think it was Jupiter. It's amazing how nice those things look through a telescope. Okay, that was something. I look up at the starry sky above me, dotted with twinkling stars. Saturn now is only a pale dot, tiny and distant. It looks nothing like the massive planet I saw just a moment ago. And it's just one pale dot among many. Dark? Hey, Lake. Lake? Dark. Would he get mad if I booped him? Because I really want to boop him right now. I want to boop his nose so hard. Gonna go boop, 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 boop. Yeah. Think about that fox. He wouldn't even see it coming. What's up? Well, I saw you standing here alone, looking up at the sky with a really nostalgic look on your face. So I came to see what's up. Oh, I was just in awe at the size of the universe, that's all. Maybe felt a little tiny bit melancholy. It's really nice of him to come here and ask me, though. Yeah, I felt a bit of that too. To be completely frank, that's in part also why I came over. Huh? Weren't you with Jorgen? No, he said he wants to stargaze in peace, without me pestering him, so I went ahead and took a telescope for myself. I'm all finished with the assignment though. If you need some help with it, then I'm here. That's nice of you, but I finished just a moment ago. You can still stay though. Everything's a bit more fun with company. Nice. Looks genuinely happy to be here with me. Or maybe it's just to be with anyone. How are you two doing? Do you need any help? Oh, it's you, Lake. The 9 people here. I hope you're doing well. Wait, I hope you're doing well? God, I love Clace's games. I hate how you just can't be like, ooh, did I misread that? Boop. Again, don't get me wrong, those games, emotional. Hecking me. Yes, Professor. Actually, we're already done with the assignment. Good. It's pretty much all I had planned for this lesson, so you're free to play around with the telescope now if you want. Feel free to ask me any questions, and have fun. Man, he stresses me out so much. Can't make a Uranus joke, though I think they're meaning someone else. Really? He seems really tame and cool. I thought so too at first. If we're done though, how about we look at some more planets? Sounds fun. I wouldn't know what to look for myself, so your knowledge would come in handy. Great. Oh, by the way, who are you staying with tonight? Oh, I'd hoped he'd forget about that whole thing, but not this time. But I could never lie to him. Well, he'd find out anyway, so that would be just plain stupid. I didn't ask anyone yet, but I want to ask Toruf after we're done here. Toruf? You know each other that well already? Haven't seen that face before. Well, kind of. Maybe. I hope so. Oh well. I'm certainly curious what his response will be. Now, I think I remember seeing a miniature spoiler that picking Toruf or something like that does maybe have a negative effect. I think it was on Miko. Though maybe it could have just been that common scene, but I'm also wondering if they might have mispicked Lake. Because Lake and Toruf seem to have some sort of connection. I'm really counting on him. If he declines, I have to think of something very quickly. I think Miko would be up for it. I know he took a room alone. I don't know if he has a free bed though. Maybe that wouldn't be a problem, depending on how close you two are. Well, not that close. I don't think so. Still, worth a try. Now, let's find some more planets to watch. Bugger, I didn't think about looking up, what's it called? The Milky Way. I have to do that sometime. It's that and also the ending to Red Dead Redemption 2 because my game crashed just as soon as a certain person died. Okay, looks like your time here's up. Thank you all for attending the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even gained a new passion. Supper is already waiting for you in the cafeteria. Free to take it with you and eat anywhere you'd like. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me, Lake. Okay, I was hearing a ooh sound, and I was like, is that the game, or is something going on? Anyways, it wouldn't be half as much fun without you. No problem. I'd hope I didn't impose on you or anything. No, don't worry. I wanted some time alone. If I wanted some time alone, I would have told you. Anyway, be better off finding Toruf now. I'll have to catch Jorgen then. Jorgen. See you later? Sure. Later, Lake. Nick walks away, and I sprint back to the guest house before the queue to the door forms. There's just something about glass buildings that I really like, except for places where it's hot and humid and it just feels like heck. But there's a place kind of like this in my old college, and I would get myself a cup of coffee and just kind of sit there while it's snowing outside and just chill. That was great. If the supper is already served, then I bet Toruf is either in the cafeteria or he grabbed a meal and went somewhere else to eat. I bet my bet is on the latter option, but I'll check at the cafeteria first before everyone coming back from stargazing gets here. There are some students already sitting inside, but the room is mostly empty. To the right of the entrance is a table with food. Paper plates, sandwiches, cakes are taking half the table, and a few dozen bottles of water are standing in rows next to them. I look around the room for Toruf, but to no avail. Also, the door is open. I'll grab the food later. For now, I need to find that tiger. No! This guy's gonna cockblock me again. Turning around, I see a person I haven't seen quite some time. Travis. Weird, I didn't hear him at all. If I hadn't noticed, I'd have walked straight into him. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hey there, Dark. You're not eating? Oh no, I mean, yes. I'll grab food in a moment. I need to find someone first. If you're looking for Miko, then he should be here in a moment. I think he's still talking to Bjorn outside. Not this time. I'm looking for someone else. Who's that? Maybe I've seen them along the way. Toruf. I'm not sure if you know him. No, sorry. Good luck with that, then. Keep my fingers crossed for you. I doubt it. You kiss-blocking mother. Thanks, Travis. I move quite slowly, walking against the small crowd of students heading to the cafeteria, but I finally make my way back to the corridor. Let's see if I was right. Hey, there he is. Dark? So my bet was correct. Somehow, I knew he would come here, to a less crowded space, where he could also play some music. He's sitting in a chair, drinking water, his plate yet untouched. Hey, do you mind? Well, how could I say no to such cute company? Stay, of course. It's always good to see you. Stay, of course. It is a good thing I don't actually have to do any voice acting for this stuff, like professional stuff, because I'd have to read all these things multiple times. I sat on the chair next to his and rest my paws on my knees, not really knowing what to do then. By the way, do you know if stargazing is over yet? Yeah, we just finished. Aren't you going to the cafeteria then? I am, but I wanted to find you first. Oh, why me? Wait, I don't think you know. About what? So, I lost the key to my room today. Of course, I went to look for it first, and notified the guest house staff. They couldn't get a spare key from the office due to the heavy snowfall. So, yep, your odds too, Wick. I read does make me yawn. They could either put me in some random room today, or let me ask around and choose this myself. I prefer to ask myself, though. Here I am, asking you. Can I stay in your room tonight? Oh. I'm kind of already seen somebody gonna be using their back door. Let's just see if this is a glitch here. Nothing? You didn't ask me if I had a spare bed. Oh, you're right. I kind of assumed you did. Almost all the rooms here have 2 beds, or at least the ones I've seen. You said you had a single one, though? I did? Maybe I did. Yeah, you're right. Say, if I only had 1 bed, would you still want to stay in my room? What? No, it's not like we've been snuggling and all that stuff. I mean, Just because we fell asleep on the same couch doesn't mean we want to go to sleep in the same bed. Those are two entirely different things. Anyways, maybe? I mean, I haven't really thought about it. I do have 2 beds though, so that's not an issue. Something tells me it won't be needed though. It will? You can join me, sure. I just need to cancel something and we're good. Ooh. Torv takes out his phone and starts tapping at it. Meanwhile, my stomach reminds me that maybe it's time for some food. I'll be right back. I'm off to grab my supper. You Norwegians and your supper. Oh, so let me just look up supper. Define supper. I always thought supper was dinner. An evening meal, typical a light or informal one. And there's also an image that says supper versus dinner. Supper is originally a secondary lighter evening meal. The main meal of the day, called dinner, used to be served close to what is known as lunchtime, around the middle of the day. It crept later over time, centuries and 90s. Okay, anyways, continue. Sexy tiger time. Also, how's my face? There we go. You know what? I'll be in my room then, and you can join me there. Unless you prefer to eat in the cafeteria? No, I'll get my food and eat with you. Good thing they're paper plates too. Can you give me a room number though? Right, it's room number 16, on the first floor. Oh, that means our rooms are next to each other. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's an interesting coincidence anyway. When I get my room back, Torv will be just behind a wall. Okay, I'll see you there then. Torv only nods, and I get up from a chair and walk back to the cafeteria. I wonder what plans he was canceling. There weren't many students in the cafeteria anymore when I got there. Only a few chose to eat there, and the rest either finished already or took their food with them. I hope that I encounter Miko, or at least Lake there, and tell them goodnight. But from the students, I know only Rune and Jorgen were there at the time. They're busy talking to each other, and didn't notice me though. I grabbed one of the last plates and left. Room 16. I glanced at the door to the right, leading to my room. Maybe, in the end, losing my key was a blessing in disguise? Sure, it would be nice to have my stuff back, but if I had the key, I probably would spend a third of the day inside my room, alone. A person basically just modeled after me. I do like being by myself. I mean, I do like being around people, but it's I prefer to be around people in a very particular situation and all that stuff than being by myself. It's very particular people. But I prefer to be by myself than in most social interactions, you know? And for sure, I wouldn't spend the night with Torv. Speaking of, the thought makes me anxious. I barely know him after all. Cuddling on a couch in the common room is one thing, but sleeping in his room is something much different. I asked him already anyway. I can't just back out now. For a moment I hesitate, but finally I gather up my courage and knock on his door. Come in. Oh, he's naked on a bed. Also, are these guys riding snails? Sky snails? Scales? Stepping into the room, I feel like prey entering the predator's lair. You know, tiger in a tiger's lair. Torv is sitting at the table with his legs crossed and looking at me with a slight smile. You can drop your things wherever, I don't mind. Lube's over there. Okay, thanks. I quickly glance around the room, familiarizing myself with it. Even though there seems to be only one bed. It looks a bit different than I imagined. Almost none of Torv's personal belongings are lying around. There's a laptop on one of the 2 bedside cabinets. But that's all. I always hate yawning during these things because I'm intrigued about this stuff, but, you know, when I read, or even just do stuff, I didn't have good sleep last night, I do yawn. Nothing that would tell me more about the room's owner, apart from possibly his fondness of minimalism. I still feel his gaze on my back, so I refrain from looking around too much. Careful not to drop the food, I take off the jacket I was wearing and hang it on the hook next to the door, and drop the photo bag below it. I finally take off my shoes and walk across the room to the table, sitting down opposite of Torif. Hungry? Yeah, quite. Go ahead then, dig in. I didn't really look at the food we were given earlier. My mind was occupied with other things, so only now I take a better look at the food we're given. 2 rye bread sandwiches, topped with slices of dark cheese and sprinkled with pepper. Simple, but it looks so good, especially considering I'm already pretty hungry. A slice of apple cake is deliciously crowned, with the edges and smells faintly of cardamom and cinnamon. What was something I ate? I think it was like maybe carrot cake. I had some sort of vegetable cake I ate on like one of my business things that I didn't think I would like, but I tried it and it tasted really fucking good. I think it was carrot cake. My paws feel a bit damp, so I wiped them on my trousers nervously. Why are your paws damp? What's the matter? Oh, sorry, everything's fine. Oh, I guess he's sweating. Hey, Dark, don't feel tense. We're only just gonna bang. It's nothing serious. Torif extends his paw above the table and starts petting my head. It's an opposite effect on me, though. I can feel my cheeks getting hot, and I tense up even more, embarrassed. He took me by surprise, but after a moment, the initial embarrassment disappears, and his gentle strokes are soothing. I close my eyes and lean into his paw with my head, letting him rub my snout. His paw pads are exceptionally soft. He brushes the side of my snout with his thumb, and I let out a pleased rumble. I had no idea snouts are this sensitive. He takes his paw away after a few seconds of petting, and I open my eyes, missing it already. We're just eating supper together. Everything's fine. You didn't have to stop. I can eat with the other side of my muzzle. Let's enjoy our food for now. I'm not going anywhere. I nod and grab a sandwich, taking a bite mindlessly, mind still processing what just happened. Exclamation mark. What's that taste? It's sweet, savory, and salty too. Kind of nutty. Well, Torif did something to the cake, but has an aftertaste similar to caramel. Oh, I see you haven't encountered Brunost before. Okay, let's look at Brunost. Brunost mich. Brown cheese. You'd think you'd have encountered brown cheese. You'll get used to it. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else that didn't have brown cheese. It's an acquired taste. Once you know what to expect, it's delicious. Maybe. I have my doubts. I thought you had Brunost in England, though. That's where you're from, right? Finland, yeah. I hope I didn't mix it up. It is. I'm a Finn. I'm offended. How is it? Much different from Norway? In Norway? Not really, though the landscape is quite different. Finland is covered in forests, and we have lakes literally everywhere. It's called the Land of 1,000 Lakes. It has the nickname the Land of 1,000 Lakes for a reason. I made that joke before I read that, but hold on a sec. Really? I thought that was someplace in America. Why is Minnesota known as the land of 10,000 lakes? Huh. Okay, so I kind of was right, but also wrong. Meanwhile, Norway has cliffs and fjords, and all the mountains. Literally all the mountains. Torf nods, finishing his sandwich. I'm done with mine too, so I grab the slice of cake and take a bite. The sweet and tart flavor of ripe apples fills my mouth. It really is good. The crust is perfectly baked and crumbles easily, and a hint of cinnamon enhances the flavor. It's really well balanced, with nothing overpowering the rich taste of apples. Oh wow, this is nice. You can have mine then. I didn't plan on eating it anyway. Really? Why, don't you like cakes? What kind of psychopath doesn't like cakes? I need to get out of here. Maybe I should rethink my stay here. I'm quite full already. I try not to eat too much. Besides, cakes aren't really good for you. I brought apples with me, and I'd rather have one than a cake. I'll gladly have the other one then. Thanks. Go ahead. And if you want an apple too, I have a lot of them. Toro stands up from behind the table and walks over the cupboard, taking an apple from it. They're filled with apples. So anyway, you know a fair bit about me already, but I want to know more about you too. And no need to be shy around me. And anything that's on your mind, you can ask away. Maybe we can take turns asking questions. Sounds fine. I already asked one, so it's your turn. Okay, what hobbies? Do you have any hobbies nobody knows about? What's your favorite alcoholic beverage? Why'd you get a degree in computer sciences? What is it that kept drawing you back to Asia? Why are you so openly flirty? What's your favorite music genre? What's your ideal room temperature? Do you have someone? Personally, I wish I could be openly flirty, but I wouldn't want to isolate, like have an awkward situation or isolate people from me, you know? Because I wouldn't want to become off as the person that, you know, is trying to get into everyone's pants, or, you know, make it seem like I want to get into somebody's pants and they want to get in my pants, then me being like, ooh, I was meaning flirtatious stuff as a joke. That's why euphemisms are good. You can do that sort of shit without, you know, getting all up in someone's pants. So let's see. Let's ask him something that is more personal. I think it was computer science. He wants to get into, like, experimental stuff. I guess we didn't think about Asia, so let's do that. You mentioned that you visited Asia. What do you like about it so much? One, it's very different from Europe. So, more so than you might imagine. Well, From the exotic landscape and architecture to the people's mentality and the food, it's all exotic. It feels refreshing and gives a different point of view on European culture. Only by contrasting with what is familiar with something new can we see it objectively. And their food is always so good. Fresh and aromatic, imaginative, and so full of taste. I don't want to generalize because Asia is immediately big and varied, but people there are friendly, heartfelt, and open. I always felt welcome there. I'm afraid it might change with the culture wave of digital nomads and influencers though. Digital nomads? The heck is that? Oh, look it up. Digital nomad. Are people who live in a nomadic way while working remotely using technology and the internet. Oh, it's like people that can work remotely over the computer, they would like go live in Asia while their work is like in Texas or something. Instead of going somewhere exotic to get immersed in the local culture, tourists expect to have all the restaurant chains they know, Western-style hotels, spas, and whatnot. In the end, wherever you go, everything looks the same, and you no longer know if you're in Italy, California, or Sri Lanka. Flats are bought and constructed for rent by foreign investors, pushing people away from the cities. Tourists often choose to live in closed bubbles, separated from the local people, and for me, that's a sign of modern tourism needs to reinvent itself and work with some more respect towards cultures. Biting into the apple, Torv looks somewhere above me and thinks for a short moment before speaking. So how about what's your favorite kind of music? It's an easy one to start with. Or, that's an easy one to start with. I know it's a broad term, but I'd like to go with indie folk. You know, stuff like Nimble Foxes, Bon Atomene, acoustic guitar plucking, a falsetto singing, but with pop sensibilities. Good for you. You're spoiled for choices nowadays, then. I finished the last bite of the cake and licked my fingers clean. It was really good. And thankfully, there's more. Are you sure I can have your cake? Go ahead. I won't eat it anyway. Thanks. Let's ask about his flirtiness. Oh, that's an easy one. If I want something, why should I hide it? A woo? Or a concerned a woo? Boldness can take you far, you'll see. If there's something you want, you need to have the courage to go ahead and take it. Not wait for who knows what. Now, let's try something more serious. What do you want to do with your life? Okay, that's really far more serious. It might sound weird, but what I mean with it is, do you have some plan for yourself? Do you have a vision of what you'd like your life to look like in 10 years? Ooh. Truth be told, I'm pretty much this. I would like to have a family, at least a significant other. The granted, in 10 years I'd be 43. I would really, need to, if I wanted to have children, it'd be kind of advantageous if I was a bit more on top of that. But first I need to find somebody. Fuck. Traveling would be interesting, though I have been doing a bit of traveling, at least in the Western Hemisphere. I wouldn't want to focus on work, especially at my age these days. Granted, I do that, dude. Fuck you, game. Why do you have to make me think about things? I don't like thinking about things. Serious with hobbies? What would Arvo, the main character, pick? What would not really be? I shrugged, not really knowing what to say. It's too early for me to think that kind of stuff. I like to try more things before settling on one vision. Understandable. You're young, so it's only natural. You don't know yourself that well, and the possibilities for you are endless. Yeah, we can keep on going. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage? Oh, I don't drink much. Mostly because 2 beers for me is already enough. I like ordering classic Negroni or just some Irish whiskey on ice. Bourbon works too. I remember the first time I ordered a Negroni. It was during dinner with a client, and I didn't know what it was. Oh boy, that was a mistake to remember. One drink I can't stand is Long Island iced tea. Oh, that's one of my favorite ones. I just don't understand how people can drink that stuff at all. It's packed with flavors that don't come together at all. Really? Huh. I like how it's really nice and smooth and stuff like that, and then hits you like that. Earl Grey IPA. What? An Earl Grey Indian Pale Ale? Okay, let's read the sentence again. There's some craft beers I loved. Mostly the usual ones I found interesting, like Earl Grey Indian Pale Ale or various sour ones. Russian Imperial Stouts are great, but a bottle of that is enough to make me boozed up. My turn now. Were you ever in a serious relationship? Not yet. In fact, I wasn't in any, really. Never? Are you serious? I would lie if I said his reaction didn't hurt my pride a bit. It's easy to feel like there's something wrong with you when you're 19 and never been with anyone. I mean, I don't know, I still kind of feel like that's early. Like, me personally, I think my first relationship was like maybe 16? I was halfway through high school. Or maybe a bit farther than that. In a long-distance internet relationship, met once, smooched. I don't know what would happen if I never went into that relationship. Life would have been so different, because I wouldn't have gone to the college I went to. No, not yet. There was one time I had a crush on someone, but yeah, I don't think I want to get into that. Fair enough. Jerv glances at the smartwatch on his wrist before looking back at me with a smile. It's slowly getting late. I think I would take a shower. Now, get ready. Ready? We'll be back soon. He gets up and enters the bathroom, closing the door after himself. I'm left alone, and suddenly the sun hanging in the air feels heavier. I think that's a good time to call it, as he says he's going to get ready. Oh, I wonder how this is going to play out. Very interesting, because he seems to be very flirtatious and suggesting we won't need the 2 beds he has in his room, even though it looks like there's 1 bed, but there's probably a bed over here. So, yeah. That's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, cause I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, always. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos that have grown. Please remember Spain your animals have control the pit populazione. And until next time, let's say, me, Game of 6 of Dawn Chorus. So thanks and see ya.